Hi, friends. Welcome. I am Sondra, and this is Yoga in Our City's virtual studio. I have Foxy with me again today as we come into a nice yoga for beginners. We're going to be connecting our breath to our movement and just become a little bit more aware of all of the qualities, the sensations, and the actions that are occurring in our physical bodies. So give yourself a moment or two, starting a minute or two early here for you to grab any props that you feel that you might need, anything else that you might need to support you, maybe like a cup of water, a block to sit on for support, maybe a blanket as well for support or warmth, and yeah, anything else you might need. So just take a few moments to go ahead and do that, and I will come right back. Beautiful. All righty. So today's class, we're going to begin in a standing position. I'm going to give you another minute or so to get yourself together. But as you do, begin to just take a few moments to become aware of each action that you're doing. If you are bending down to grab a block or a pillow, just be aware of the muscles in the body, the tendons in the body, the joints in the body, and what is happening to them in that moment as you bend down and come back erect, even twisting and moving. Just want to create some awareness in our actions, each of our steps. When you are ready, we'll come into our Tadasana, our mountain pose, beginning in a nice standing position. Both feet are flat on the earth below you. The ankles are directly underneath the knees. The knees and the ankles are directly underneath the hips. Align the spine, draw the belly inward, stick that heart out. Relax the shoulders, the rib cage, and tuck the chin to relax the neck as well. And if it feels good to come inward to close the eyes, this is the time to do so. Or bringing the gaze down towards the earth and begin to connect with your breath, the natural inhalation, the natural exhalation. If we think of yoga, we may be aware of it being defined as union. That's that coming together, bringing the external and the internal together as one. Another way that you can think of this is that the tying of the strings of the mind, where you can tangibly begin to think of how we can connect and weave that outer world and that inner world, connecting that physical body to the thoughts, the sensations that are experienced by the mind's eye. So let us begin exactly where we are in this present moment, this present time, with just some awareness and accepting ourselves exactly where we are, accepting ourselves just as we are as well. So understanding that if we have pain in the back or stiffness in the neck, that's something that we come to terms with, come to a state of acknowledgement that this is present, being aware of those sensations. And once we are able to acknowledge those sensations, those experiences, we can then become aware and observe when those sensations begin to feel better and when they get a little bit more aggravating, maybe more tight or stiffer. The goal for the practice today, our intention is going to be bringing that mind back to that present state. And this we want this to turn over into our day to day. So bringing that mind and the awareness back to each and every action that we do. So take these lessons, take these moments on the mat to begin to cultivate that internal awareness, to experience the world, your body, and your life fully and completely in the present. So let us begin to deepen our breath. Notice how, as you inhale, the body expands. And as you exhale, that body contracts. It gets a little bit softer, a little bit lighter. Just with awareness, being gentle to yourself, notice the subtle movements that the breath is cultivating in the physical body. And now begin to notice the quality of your breath. Noticing if on the inhalation it's easy and that breath comes naturally. Noticing if the breath is smooth or if there's some difficulty and rigidity in that breath. Just notice without judgment, just becoming aware. Now you should become aware or notice exactly what that quality of your breath is. And we want to think about that breath is a direct expression of our inner feelings. Thinking about it, think about how when we have fear, our breath becomes very short. Might even become in the upper lobes of the lung, in the chest, really maybe even high up in the throat region or the shoulder region. Maybe even times you can think of when you're in pain and that breath begins to change as well. There might be these gaps in the breath. Or if you're distracted, the breath loses control and you are unaware of what it's doing, and it takes on a pace and a rate of its own. So we're going to come into some control of the breath and awareness from the chest to the belly. So as you inhale, inhale and feel that chest expanding up and out. And continue that inhalation and send it to the belly, pushing and expanding the belly out. On the exhale, draw the belly in and collapse the chest, relaxing. Inhale, the chest grows, the belly grows. Exhale, belly, and then the chest. And this might be opposite for many of you who've experienced yoga before. We're doing this abnormally, but this is going to help you to notice some strength in the spine to help to support those muscles of the diaphragm. Inhale, chest. Inhale, belly. Exhale, belly. Exhale, chest. And continue this round in chest, in belly. Exhale, belly. Exhale, chest. Continue this for a few rounds. Coming back to the breath if the mind wanders. Very good. Release that breath on that final exhalation. And now we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to begin with the belly. Inhale, belly expands. Chest then expands. Exhale, chest. Exhale, belly. Inhale belly. Inhale chest. Exhale chest. Exhale belly. And continue belly, chest, chest. And that next and final exhalation, releasing everything, closing the eyes if it feels comfortable, or bringing the gaze towards the earth and just noticing, observing, becoming aware of how the difference, sending the breath to the chest first versus sending it to the belly first. Any qualities or some sensations that you can observe without judgment. Very good. Now bring your intention and awareness to the inhalation. On your next inhalation, expand and make the inhalation as long as possible. Observe whether both the chest and the belly grows, or if it's just the chest or just the belly on the inhale as you elongate the inhale. Exhale to release. Once again, inhale long, fully, completely. Notice where the breath is pulling, chest or the belly. On your next inhalation, long, full, pause at the top and hold that for only as long as it's comfortable. And when you need to, exhale, release. Once again, inhale fully, completely, elongate the exhalation, and then pause and hold at the top. And release, letting go when you need to. One more final time. And on your final exhalation, bring that breath back to its natural rhythm. Notice, observe, becoming aware of where the mind is at presently. Noticing if any thoughts and sensations begin to dissipate as we focused on the breath or became non existent. Noticing again if that breath had that rigidity or transformation to it. Could have something to do with the mind, could have something to do with the physical body. Just begin to explore this over time. Thousands and thousands and thousands of breaths a day. Give yourself a moment to take one or two of those and just observe it, just notice it. Bring the hands out to the sides. We're going to connect our movement to our breath. So inhale, the arms come out to the sides and up to the sky for our sun breaths. And on the exhale, bring the arms back down to the side. Notice if you can begin to slow the breath down in connection to the movement. Just as we had done before, elongating that inhalation, lengthening it. See if you can do the same here. On the next inhalation up, we're going to bring a pause to the top. Once you are ready and need to, flip the palms so they come downward and exhale the arms back down to the side. Inhale back up. Pause at the top. Exhale, palms down. Inhale back up as long as you can. Slowing that movement down. Pausing and holding at the top. And on the exhale, when it needs to come, draw the palms down. One more time. Pause at the top. Exhale, bring it down. Bring the arms down to the side. Pause and notice. Notice where the movement was coming from during the sun breaths. Maybe you feel it in the shoulders if you have a tight back or tight neck. You're able to breathe freely and smoothly. You may have felt the expansion in the entire back body. Very good. On your next inhale, bring the arms all the way up overhead. And on the exhale, we're going to hinge forward at the waist, sticking the buttocks out and coming down into our forward fold, Uttanasana. Bending the knees if you have any tightness in the back of the legs or the hamstrings. And we're going to pause here. On your next inhale, if you need to bend the knees, rise all the way back up to the sky, straightening out the spine, looking up as well here, pausing at the top. And then exhale, hinge it back forward, coming into Uttanasana, into that forward, standing forward fold. Pause at the base here. Inhale, rise back up. Straighten the spine and gently look to the sky. Pause here. And exhale, hinge it back forward. Forward fold. Pausing at the base. Inhale to rise. Pause at the top. Exhale, hinge it forward. Rise back up after you pause on the exhale. Connecting the inhale. The rise up to the expansion. Then the exhale to the contraction and the collapsing. Flowing at your own breath, pace, and rhythm. Pausing at the top of the inhale. And pausing at the base of the exhale on the forward fold. One more final fold forward with a pause. Inhale to rise back up. Exhale, the arms come back down to the sides of the body. Pause and be still. Notice. Notice if there's any change to the breath, to the flow, if there's any rigidity or spaces in between. And on your next inhale, bring the arms back up to the sky. Exhale, hinge it all the way forward, coming back into a nice forward fold. Step the left and the right foot back, coming into a downward dog, dropping the heart, rising the hips up to the sky as you draw the belly in. On your next exhale, bring the knees down to the mat. Coming here in your tabletop pose. We're going to drop the tops of our feet onto the mat. And then we're going to come here into our cat. Chakravakasana here. So draw that belly downward, the shoulders draw backward. You look gently up towards the sky. Take a full inhale. And on the exhale, draw the buttocks towards the heels, drawing the arms forward, coming down into child's pose or balasana. The forehead comes onto the mat and pause. On your next inhale, rise all the way back up into cat. Pause. Exhale, buttocks towards the heels, child's pose. Inhale, rise into your cat, Chakravasana. And exhale, Balasana into your child's. Pause at the base. Inhale, rise back up, cat, Chakravasana. Exhale after the pause, drawing the buttocks downward. And pause at the base of the exhale. Inhale, rise, cat. Pause at the top. Exhale around the spine. Come into your cat, your child's pose. Pause at the base. Inhale, rise. Pause at the top of the inhale. Exhale, round it out. Child's pose. Pause. Inhale, rise. One more final round. Pausing at the top of the inhale. And pausing at the base of the exhalation. Staying here in our child's pose. Resting here. Forehead is on the mat. You need a pillow or some additional support underneath the buttocks. The time to obtain it. And again, just noticing, observing, without judgment, just awareness. On your next inhalation, we're going to come forward and bring our belly and our thighs onto the mat, bringing the entire front body to face the earth. Bringing the arms either to the side of the body or directly in front. And just pausing, noticing how it feels to be face down on the earth. When you're ready, bring the hands to the sides of the chest. Right to the sides of the rib cage or the breast area. Begin to engage the muscles of the legs. The top of the feet are on the mat. The forehead is down on the mat. On the next inhalation, we're going to come into Bhujangasana, into our cobra pose. So on the inhale, drawing your ribs only slightly off of the mat. The elbows stay nice and tucked in. Maybe the head follows as the shoulders draw down the body. On the exhale, bring the forehead back down to the mat. Relax the spinal column. Relax the belly. Relax the whole body. On the next inhale, rise up into cobra. Exhale, bring it back towards the mat. Inhale when you're ready. Tuck the elbows in. Bring the ribs up and off the mat. Exhale. Forehead, chest back down. Pause here for a moment. And on your next inhalation, rise back up into your cobra. Tuck the elbows in. Pause at the top of the inhale. Exhale, bring it back down to the mat. Pause. Inhale when you're ready. Pause at the top. Exhale, bring it back down when you're ready. And pause. Inhale when you're ready and continue to flow. Pausing at the top of the inhale. And when you exhale, pausing at the base of the exhale. 2 more rounds. Once you're back to the mat, pause. You still bring the arms either back down to the sides of the body or directly in front of you. And just pause and notice. Very good. I'm going to come back into our cobra on the inhale, and then we're going to exhale into our child's pose. This might take a little bit of effort. Use your arms, your legs, your belly, and this one. So bring the hands back down to the outside of the chest, outside of the rib cage. Tuck those elbows in, and on your next inhalation, rise back up into cobra. On the exhale, curl the toes under. Push yourself up, coming up onto the knees, and then up and off the chest, and exhale down into child's pose. Inhale all the way back forward, coming on the knees, bending the elbows to bring the chest down, and then inhale to rise back up into cobra. Exhale, bring the chest down, curl the toes under. Push up using the arms and the knees, and exhale into child's. Inhale back forward and rise into your cobra. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale back into cobra. Exhale, child's pose, and pause. Inhale back into cobra and pause. Exhale, child's pose, and pause. Inhale into cobra. Final time. Exhale into child's pose and pause there. Again, noticing, observing without judgment the quality of the breath, whether it is smooth or rigid, if there's spaces, whether you feel any constriction or restriction, or if everything flows freely. And then on your next inhalation, coming back up into a tabletop, drawing the buttocks onto the heels, and then dropping your butt on the earth. And then extending the left leg out in front of you. And the right one comes into a bent leg here, into a bent knee. The right sole of the foot comes into the inner thigh. On the inhalation, we're going to open our arms out into a nice T position. And on the exhalation, we're gently going to twist to the right, bringing the left hand to the right knee. The right hand comes behind the body, looking over the right shoulder. Hi there. Hey, Foxy. Pause and take a full breath. And on your next inhalation, inhale, the arms come back out to a nice T position. Exhale, bring it back to the right, the left hand, right knee, the right hand behind the body, looking over the right shoulder. Pause. Inhale back to that T position. Pause. Exhale, twist it to the right. Pause and look over. Inhale back to center. And pause. Exhale, twist it out. And pause. Inhale, center. Exhale one final time, twisting to the right. After the pause, inhale back to center. Pause. Exhale, the arms come down to the side. Extend that right leg out. Bring the left leg in, the left foot into the inner right thigh. The left knee comes out towards the left side of the space. Inhale the arms out to a nice T position. And on the exhale, we're going to twist to the left, bringing that right hand to the left knee. And the left hand comes behind the body. The neck follows on the exhalation. Take a full breath. And on your next inhale, bring the arms back up to a T, the body back to center. Exhale, twist it to the left. Pause. Inhale back to center, T position. Pause. Exhale, twist it to the left. Pause. Inhale, center. Pause. Exhale, twist left. Pause. One final time, inhale, center, pause. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Pause. Exhale, the arms come down to the side. Extend the left leg out to meet the right. And inhale the arms, come all the way up overhead. Draw the belly inward. If there's any compression of the low spine, this is where you may want to grab a block or a pillow and then place it directly underneath the buttocks. So this way the hips are a little bit higher than the knees to take some pressure off of the low spine. Very good. Draw the belly in, relax those shoulders. Inhale fully, pause at the top. And on the exhale, draw the belly inward and bring the hands to either the thighs, the shins, or the toes, coming into a seated forward fold. Bend your knees if you have any tightness or tension in the hamstrings or anywhere behind the legs. Breathe. And on your next inhale, rise back up to an erectie. Inhale the arms up overhead. Pause. Exhale, hinge it forward. Pause. Inhale, rise. Pause. Exhale, forward fold. Pause. Inhale, rise. Pause. Exhale, fold it forward. And pause. A few more times. Inhale, rise. Pause. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, rise. Final round, pause. Exhale, hinge it forward. Pause. Inhale. Pause at the top. Exhale, the arms come down to the sides. And then bring the soles of the feet onto the earth. And the knees are going to fall up, rise up to the sky above you. The hands come down to the side, and then gently bring the forearms to the sides. And slowly your entire back comes down onto the mat, the soles of the feet. Stay on the mat. The knees stay up towards the sky. I'm going to come into a nice bridge here. So we're going to fully breathe, inhale and out. Palms are down on the mat, on the sides of the body. Exhale completely. And on your next inhalation, dig the soles of your feet into the earth. Squeeze your glutes and rise the hips all the way up to the sky. On the exhale, gently bring vertebrae by vertebrae back down to the mat, all the way down to the buttocks. And pause. Inhale, rise those hips all the way back up to the sky. And exhale. The spinal column all the way back down to the mat. Pause. Inhale, rise. Pause. Exhale everything back down. And pause. Inhale up. And pause. Exhale, bring it all down. Two more times. Your own pace, your own rhythm. Pausing at the top of the inhale. Pausing at the base of the exhale. Final round. And just pausing, noticing, being still. And then gently extending the right leg out, extending the left leg out. Flipping the palms so they rise up to the sky above you. Gently tucking your chin to open up the back of the neck. Tucking those shoulder blades in and relaxing them down the spine. Letting everything fall wherever it needs to. Finding its perfect alignment for you. As we reside here in our resting posture, our shavasana. If it's comfortable to bring the eyes closed, go ahead and do so. Always bring in a nice light gaze to the space that surrounds you and is within you. And reconnecting with that breath, a natural rhythm, feeling the body rise on the inhale and falling on the exhale. Noticing the body moving away from the earth on the inhale, expanding, energizing. And as you exhale, everything falls back to the earth, grounding, nourishing, and supporting. And bringing that awareness and that tension back to the qualities of the breath, flow of the breath. Noticing whether the breath is smooth, rigid with gaps, flows with ease, or some restriction. And with life in the body, life in the mind, we'll gently roll over onto our right side and rise all the way back up to a nice seated position. Coming up onto the prop if you need it. Whatever comfortable place that is for you. Taking all the time you need to get there, no rush, no urgency. You are exactly where you need to be in this present moment, in this present time. Bring one hand onto the heart center and the other onto the belly whenever you get there. Again, feeling that expansion of the body on the inhalation with the power of the breath, and the collapsing, the relaxing of the body on the exhale. With yoga, we come together, we unite both that external and that internal. The external is all that's around you, all the beings, all the experiences, all that is within nature. And this beautiful exchange and the support that we gain from all that we take in, all that we digest, and all that we experience. Each and every day, you are doing yoga, whether you know it or not. Through the breaths that you take, the movements that you make, the awareness and experiences that you have, honoring this life in this essence, this being that you reside in. Yoga in our city cherishes each and every one of you. Connect with us in person. We are at one park at least every day of the week. We've had quite a bit of rain, so sometimes that holds us off from experiencing, but you can always come back and connect with us here remotely on those days where you're unable to get there or the weather does not agree. We are in Willimantic, in New London, in Hartford, Waterbury, New Haven, Middletown, and Bridgeport. Hope to see you there, 5:30 p.m. on the weekdays and 10 a.m. on the weekends. Check us out on yogainourcity.com or Yoga in Our City Instagram. Take care of yourselves, happy beings. Stay beautiful. Enjoy the bountiful world that we live in and the experiences that we have. My name is Sondra. This is Foxy. And we are Yoga in Our City. Bye, everybody. I will see you again.